Hi everybody, welcome to, what day is today? Thursday's 30-minute yoga class. Um, I'm all set up in my living room. Maybe you're getting used to this view. I have my water and a yoga block if that's optional for you if you want it, not needed. We might do a little bit of balancing, but it'll be mostly standing up. So you can have that available for support if you need a yoga block. Grabbing a drink whenever you need one. Hey Melissa and Liz, how you doing? We'll get started in just a few minutes. I know you're all wondering where my cat is today. The cat is locked away. So again, we might hear him in the background. He's a little vocal, so just take a couple more seconds. I just want to adjust this again. Okay, and we're gonna get started. So come onto your mat. I showed a couple of different options for starting the class. Today we're gonna take it down into our typical reclining pose. Finding your spot on your mat, laying down, getting comfortable, turning your palms up to the ceiling, relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through your jaw, your forehead, letting those feet naturally roll out to the edges of your mat. Feeling the chest and the abdomen rising as you're breathing in. And then they fall as you exhale. Keeping your eyes closed or soft. Starting to calm your mind and just thinking in and out with your breath. Everybody moving at a slightly different pace. Sending those breaths down to your fingers and your toes. A little bit of a mental exercise as you try to feel that energy going down to your extremities. Making our breathing a little deeper, a little longer, adding a little bit more of an intention to the breath in, and again to the breath out. On your next inhale, make it nice and deep and long, and a little hold at the top. And then opening your mouth, exhaling deep, long, and loud. Do that again. Inhale nice and deep and long, and hold at the top. Open your mouth, exhale, make it loud, with or without the sigh. One more time. Inhale nice and long and deep, and exhale. Back to your pace, in and out through the nose. Your next inhale, reach the arms up long, point the toes and fingers in opposite directions. Inhale, exhale, and we're going to bring those knees in. Hold the knees into the chest. I always like to do a little roll back and forth, massage the lower back. Maybe even rotating those knees in one direction and slowing down and going in the opposite direction. And let's just hold in, maybe lifting up the head and shoulders, getting nice and small. And then relaxing the head and neck back down. Taking your right arm above your head, keeping those knees bent, roll over onto your side, and push up with your top arm. Coming to seated position. And we're going to do a little bit of a cat-cow and a side stretch in our seated position. So as we go into our inhale and what we would normally do in a table position, our cow, what we want to do is just rest your hands on your thighs, or maybe you want to take them down, press them onto the mat, and we inhale and open the chest. And as we go into cat, we slowly let the back round, shoulders round, maybe your hands come a little bit more forward, and send your lower back out behind you. So that's our cat. Our cow again, inhale, chest comes forward, and our cat, feel like you're arching that back like you would do if you were in the table. Doing that again. Cow, open the chest, inhale, and cat, round the back, lower back pushes out. And then come to sitting neutral, nice and tall. Placing right hand beside you, keeping that right elbow slightly bent, reaching up that left arm, and then slowly leaning over to the right. Notice that your right elbow bends a bit more. If it's in your practice, you can take your forearm right down and bring it back up. Left hand on your mat, right hand reaches up. Keeping your left elbow bent as it allows you to lean a bit more onto that side. Reach it over. Coming back. Let's do that again. Switching over to the other side. Maybe on your second round, you can lean a bit more. No judgment. Whatever feels good. Come on back and let's go to the other side. Not putting a lot of weight into that supporting arm. And bring it back up. And let's do an inhale, both hands. And with those legs still bent and crossed, we're just going to lean forward. Lean forward from your hips. Notice we're trying to keep the chest up. And if you're not comfortable leaving those hands up, bring them out in front of you, and maybe you're walking out. So just a little bit of a wake-up stretch here. Let's walk it back. Bring those hands behind you. My fingers are pointing behind me. And again, I'm just arching and opening. Keep it safe. Go at your own pace. And back to neutral. And we're going to now roll over onto our mat, hands and knees. We're not going to stay in table position, but we just want to start there and make sure everything is good with our placement. So our fingers are wide, our elbow crease is pointing forward, propping up onto your toes, and getting ready to go right into downward facing dog. Pedaling out those feet, warming up the back of the legs. Extending through your shoulders. Make any adjustments you need to with your hands. Maybe as you're warming up, you're turning your hips a bit more and waking up there as well. Just holding your downward dog still. If you need to, soften those knees a bit more. Point the tail up. We're going to come up onto our toes, look forward to our hands, and walk or jump to the top of our mat, whatever's in your practice. Flat back inhale. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Come to stand, hands at heart center, and just take a few breaths here. If you haven't been in that inverted position all day, most of us haven't been, then we just want to give the blood flow to our brain a little bit of a chance to get accustomed to that. Inhale again. Forward fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands down. One leg steps back, then the other. We're going to take knees down. Our first flow is in a low plank. Slowly lower it down, elbows close to your body, and then start to lift up, head, chest. You can go into a low or a high cobra. If you want to, now you bend your knees, pass through table, or you can go right into downward facing dog. And again, if you're still warming up or you like to keep your downward dog moving, pedal out those legs, whatever you like to do. We're going to come to stillness. Again, extend your tail up to the ceiling. Feel the stretch through arms and shoulders. Bend those knees up on your toes, look forward, stepping to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Right into a forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down, and again, I like to change the leg I go back on just to mix things up. Maybe you don't. Your choice. We did the lower plank. Now I'm going to stay in high plank as I do my Chaturanga Dandasana. Your choice of flow. And if you choose, you're starting to come up into upward facing dog. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Remember, child's pose is there anytime you need to go there. Don't wait for me to provide the suggestion. Stilling those legs in your downward dog. Let's take the left leg up, pointing up to the ceiling. Bring the knee in towards your nose, and then step or help that foot in between your hands. We're going to come up into lunge, so your choice. Your back knee can go down. You can leave it up, and we're just going to help ourselves up so that we're lifting the upper part of our body. Feeling a stretch through the hip flexor, back leg. Choice for your hands. They can stay resting here on your thigh. They can come to heart center. Maybe you can do cactus arms and feeling those shoulder blades squeezing together behind you. If you're challenged on balance here, feet wider on your mat will help. Bringing those hands back to heart center, slowly fold forward. My left foot is forward. I'm going to leave my right hand on the mat beside that foot. And I'm going to take my left hand and put it onto my left hip as I slowly start to do a rotation through my lunge and feeling that stretch a lot more now in the glutes on the left side. Your option is to reach behind or up. Breathing, trying not to increase tension. Slowly bringing that hand back down. Stepping the right foot up to the top of your mat to meet the left. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Forward fold. Flat back. Exhale, hands down. Stepping back one leg then the other. Your choice of flow. Keep those elbows close. Slowly increasing the intensity if that's what you choose. Back into downward facing dog. Second side, lifting up that right leg. Bringing the knee in towards your nose. Stepping, helping that foot to the top of your mat. Knowing we're going into lunge, so you make the choice. Knee down, knee up. Maybe you do something different with your arms if they were here. Maybe for this round, they're at heart center. Or maybe you like the way what you did the first time, maybe you like the way it felt. Do it again. Listen to your breathing. Check through your jaw, you're not holding tension. If you find tension in your body, try to soften. Getting ready to come back down, hands down on your mat. Opposite hand and foot stay at the top. And if my right foot is forward, my right hand is going to now move on to my right thigh, and I'm starting to rotate, taking my body, opening the chest, looking towards the right side of the room. I can reach behind me with my hand. I can reach up. Careful not to add too much weight to your supporting hand, feeling the stretch through the glutes. And slowly coming back, both hands on the ground, and stepping forward with that back leg. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down, step back, and flow. Your choice, high or low plank, cobra, or upward facing dog. And back into downward facing dog. This time lifting up the right leg behind you. Bring that knee into your nose. Bringing up that leg behind you again. Bringing that knee into your right elbow, tricep. Taking that leg back up again, one more time. Bring the knee to your opposite elbow. And maybe extending that leg, you can drop the foot down to the ground, enjoying a little twist through the hips. If you'd like to take it a little more advanced, lifting up that left arm and going into a side plank. Option to lift right foot. Bringing down left hand and back into three-legged dog. Bring the knee in, step forward, help that foot. Walk up those hands and into a high crescent lunge. Biceps by your ears. Ready to pop up on that back foot as we rotate. Come into Warrior Two pose. So it's a heel to arch alignment on those feet, so just take a look down. Maybe extend your feet if you want to go into a deeper stance. Extend your arms front and back, relax your shoulders. Keep your gaze over your front fingers. Flipping that front palm, lean it back and exalt your warrior. Stretching through the front side of your body. Bring it back into Warrior Two. And if you felt that you rose up a little bit, maybe you need to go a little deeper again into your lunge here. Bending that right elbow, resting on your front thigh. Reaching up with your top arm. Option to extend your side angle pose. Slowly coming back up into Warrior Two. Cartwheeling your hands back down onto your mat. Step that leg back. And from your high or low plank, your choice of flow. Chaturanga Dandasana, Cobra, upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Taking the left leg up high. Bringing the knee into your nose. Extend as you inhale. Bringing the knee into your left tricep. Inhale again, lift up. This time bring the knee in, crossing to the right tricep. Extending the leg in between your back leg and your front arm. You can stay here and enjoy the rotation through the hips. You can lift your right arm. Go into 3-point side plank. You can lift that left foot. Or a more intense version of your side plank. Starting to rotate back, bring your hand back down, and you're back into a 3-legged dog. Bringing the knee into your nose. Step or help that foot forward, ready to come up into a high crescent lunge. If your back is feeling like it's nice and warm, and you're comfortable with more of a lean back, feel free to intensify, but always making sure you're imagining that grapefruit under your chin so we don't arch through the neck. Hopping up onto your back foot as we turn that back foot and align it with the short edge of our mat. Check the alignment of your feet. Heel to arch alignment. Extend, make it a deeper lunge if that's what you enjoy. Relax through the shoulders. And then keep your eyes looking over those front fingers. Flipping the front palm. Reaching back, exalting your warrior. Beautiful stretch. Coming back into warrior 2. Again, if you feel like you need to deepen, making sure that we just don't press the front knee beyond the front toes. Bending the front arm, resting it on your front thigh. As we start to rotate the top shoulder back so that we've aligned our shoulders over that front thigh. Top arm, we can reach to the back, we can reach straight up. Breathing again, trying to notice where we have any tension and soften all those spots. And slowly coming back into your warrior 2. Cartwheeling your hands down. Stepping back those feet. Chaturanga Dandasana. Your choice. We're going to land our knees down. Take them wider than our hips. And sit back and enjoy a child's pose. So here's where you can use your block if you want to rest your forehead or take it right down to the mat. The further out front you extend those hands and the arms, the more stretch you're going to get through the shoulders, upper back. So you're adjusting to what you want to feel. Feeling the breathing in the back of the body as opposed to the front. We're slowly going to walk those hands back towards our body. And we're going to flip over to a seated position. Extend those legs out front. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale as we lean forward from the hips. And And again, your option is to have your hands out, or they're down on your mat and they're walking forward with you. Making sure the intent here is the hinge at the hip and not so much a rounding through the shoulders. So we want the chest to be nice and open. Slowly bring that back. We're going to bend the knees and go back into a recline. Bringing those heels as close as you can to the bottom of your spine, to your glutes. On your next inhale, we slowly lift up those hips into a bridge position. The glutes are squeezed, or the buns, the inner thighs squeeze, your knees come close together. And very slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time and bring those knees in towards your chest. You can lift the head and neck, shoulders. Bring it back down slowly. Feet down again. Ready for a second bridge. Inhale, squeeze, and come on up. Maybe the second time is a little higher. And I walk my shoulder blades in a little closer towards the center of my body. My hips come a little higher. My squeeze is a little stronger. As you're in this position, making sure you're not holding your breath. Getting ready to slowly come down, one vertebrae at a time. Hips land last. Let's bring those knees in again. Taking your right foot down on the ground, left foot up towards the ceiling, and then cross the heel over the thigh. So our figure four. We can stay here. We can pop up our heel on my right foot so I'm on my right toes. That has just lifted up this figure four a little bit. Or if you're really comfortable with it, we can lift the foot right off the ground and bring the whole figure four in closer to our chest. Feet have our toes pulling back towards our knees. Our hands go in between the keyhole, grab on behind the right thigh. So trying to do two things at once. The figure four comes closer to our chest, but our left thigh and knee are actually trying to open away from the chest. It's not huge, it's just slight. And let go of that, slowly bring it down. Take your feet wider than your knees and a few windshield wipers. Slowly come back to center. This time let's land the left foot on the ground, lifting up the right foot, and then crossing that over your left thigh. Figure four can stay here, and just a slight press, not with the hand, but the actual leg tries to press away from the chest. Toes come back towards your knee. If you want, you can do your first level of just lifting up onto the toes of the left foot, or bringing the entire figure four closer to your chest. As we do the figure four that's coming closer to the chest, you'll feel an increased stretch through the glutes on the right side. Perfect. Let's let go, slowly down. Both feet wider than your knees. Our last windshield wipers. Come to stillness and bring those knees in. Head, shoulders come in. And then extend nice and long. Inhale. Exhale. And let that body go soft. Taking those feet a little wider to the corners of your mat. Your hands are by by your side, maybe extended slightly, palms up. Do any adjustment you need to through the shoulders, the hips, trying to come to a state of softness, and again, awareness of your breathing. Thinking only of in and out. On your next inhale, it's nice and long again. Exhaling, bring those knees in, keeping the knees soft, bent. We're going to roll over to one side or the other, pressing up with your top arm, coming to seated position, bringing hands to heart center, keeping your eyes soft or closed. Another big inhale in and out. Being mindful through your day of your breathing, coming back to thinking about in and out when you find yourself in times of stress. Again, thank you for joining me for my practice. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Also letting you know I'm on vacation next week, so I will see you back here in 2